This is the third in a series of alignment talks that I started sharing on this channel. I know many of you come to this channel to experience our French country life, and you may not be looking for this kind of content, but I feel that I am all that I am, and I'm not just a woman that's renovating a house. And actually, our move to France has a lot to do with what I feel called to do in this life, which is helping people find more alignment. So if this isn't the kind of content that interests you, no offense, it's really all good. And then you can just stop this video and maybe start binge watching a couple of other videos that I've done on our renovations and our cabin build and the trips that I do in France. But if you are, like me, ever seeking more alignment, especially in the times that we're living in right now, this message may be just for you. My oldest son, is a great fan of Formula One, and he was explaining to me that this year apparently all the rules in Formula One have changed, and all the teams have been forced to radically redesign their cars and technology. So our Dutch hero, Max Verstappen, who was last year's world champion, was highly challenged apparently during this first race of the season because of all these changes, and so were the other very likely winners, which opened up opportunities for all drivers and made for an out-of-the-ordinary race and race result. Being successful in Formula One, as far as I know from years of watching, has always been just as much, if not more, about the quality of the car and its reliability as it was about the driver. Now, all cards have been tossed this year, and it's like an entirely new game is being played. Now, what does all of this have to do with alignment, you might ask? I feel that this is very illustrative of what we are all going through right now. So let me explain what it has to do with Formula One. I feel we are all being moved, forced even, to transition to a higher version of ourselves right now. The energies are shifting to higher consciousness, and there's also a higher frequency of the planet right now, and it's rising. And this feels to me like there's a whole new game that we need to learn to play, and none of us have ever been here before. It's like there are no examples to follow, and there certainly isn't a clear manual. This is all about finding your own true north and alignment. I'll be the first to admit that this upgrade is very exciting, but it can also feel pretty challenging in my everyday life. It's like our bodies and beings are being pulled into this higher frequency, and sometimes, for me personally, it feels hard to catch up. You may have noticed I've had a cold forever. It's a clear sign to me that my body is just trying to keep up with all the changes. And that's because I feel many of us are still driving last year's car, the one that wasn't built for the new game in which everything has changed. You may feel this too and either struggle with it or fully enjoy this whole new way of how we're going through life. But you may also be very unconsciously experiencing this. And then this may be surfacing in ways that make you question things or feel misaligned, out of balance, or maybe even lost for direction. You see, I feel our souls are already aligned with this higher frequency. And our job here is to find alignment with it in all the practical ways of how we live our life. The things we're doing, the way we look at things, the choices we make, the parts of ourselves and our ways of being that cannot move with us to this new chapter, and we need to part with. And that is never easy. Just like the Formula One teams this year, we need to upgrade the vehicle that you and I are. We are the vehicle through which we are living our soul's purpose. And we've been given our soul's purpose, but also our talents and personalities to be able to do this. And just like a Formula One racing car, we'll need a couple of races to get it right and feel like we're fully on track again. I don't know about you, but I'm the type that wants to get everything fixed and shifted in just a few laps. So my personal biggest challenge right now is to allow the time that is needed for this to do what needs to be done. It's asking me to be with the transition, and instead of impatiently waiting for it all to be on the other side, to fully align with the present moment and the present state of it. And also, I believe in today's world and the huge transition that we're all in, there seem to be many more distractions than ever before. Because just as we are all upgrading, so is the entire planet and the universe. And in a world where everything is shifting, we lose some of our, what the French call repères, which means something like marks or the usual things that we could cling to that tell us where we are and where we're headed. And so we have to put in extra effort to stay truly present with the transition and to stay fully aligned. That, my friend, is the true and only thing we really need to focus on right now to make sure we transition smoothly and with grace. In a recent coaching call, an entrepreneur shared with me that she felt completely lost for direction. She was getting tons of ideas and she'd sent me an elaborate drawing of all the different actions she felt called to and all the business opportunity that arose from them. And she came to our call totally overwhelmed. And even though all the ideas felt exciting to her, she felt blocked and mostly uninspired to take action. The first thing I always ask at the start of a coaching or retreat, and it is my question for you today, is what do you need to make space for this transformation process right now? Or in other words, what do you need to be comfortable or as comfortable as you can be while going through this huge transformation? This sounds like a logical thing to ask, but the reality is that we try to skip to the what we need to change, what is needed to change my situation, what do I need to work on? That's not the same question. That is about jumping to actions to push things forward. Whereas the other question is on a much higher level of being. It's like you are preparing your state for making a change and making things happen. So what do you need to feel as comfortable as you can be and to make space for this transformation you're going through right now? During our call, we did a meditation and I invited her to look at her situation from this higher perspective of being. Magic entered the field, and it gave a very unexpected clue to her about how she, the vehicle, was blocking the transformation that was being moved through her. We brought all the details and chaos back to the essence and the first thing that she needed to focus on right now. Many of my coaching clients want answers quicker than they feel their guidance is giving them. And sometimes they even tell me they're not getting any guidance anymore. But that, in my experience, is never true. When we feel this is happening, it is our mind looking for something else than we're currently given. It is our job to get out of our own way so we can clearly hear the guidance again and fully align with our soul's mission and the pace of our transformation. The more we do that, the calmer we will feel, the least resistance we'll have, and the faster things will move. And I wanted to end by saying that, as you know, our cabin is finished, and it means that I am now offering my alignment retreats here at La Source. I was called to France also to help people find more alignment from this place, and I feel that the energy of La Source is really supporting that process, and I'm just so excited to finally be able to welcome people here on our property in the energy of La Source. But I've also decided to do these retreats online, and I'm infusing the energy of La Source in the sessions. So if you want to have more information about that, or if you want to follow my work on finding more alignment, I'll put a link in the description for where you can find me online and where you can also sign up for a newsletter that I send out. Thank you for watching this video. I'll be back next time with a building video, probably because, oh my gosh, the builders have started demolition works, but it is chaos right now. So it's another exercise for me to stay calm and very aligned. And I'll be sharing all of that with you in the next video.